What's up, guys? Today we're going to be today we're going to be compiling the Linux kernel from scratch. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We're going to be doing that. So real quick, let me grab the document. And I'm going to have this, I'll have this open here. Okay, here. And I'm going to be, hang on. Okay, I'm back, I got it. Okay, so today we are going to be compiling Linux, and we have this guide here just to show you guys. Here's the guide. I'm going to be having that in the corner, and yeah, we'll just be. I just wanted to show you guys that this is indeed a this is indeed the new environment. So we're just going to be doing a Arduino OS LTS thing, LTS VM, and I'll be giving it 50 gigabytes, and there. So I'll be back with you when it is booted up. And hang on. Not mean to do that. Okay, so okay, I'm back with the Arduino OS setup. We're just gonna be setting it up like usual. Won't be doing that. Um, okay. Yep. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Yep. Okay. And I'll just change those because why not? And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very secure. Okay. It started. I don't know how long it's gonna take. But this is a Ubuntu base, so I'll be using the um, Debian stuff. Hang on. Okay, that won't work. Okay. Okay, I'll be back with you when it's done. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna make a quick display adjustment, and then we're gonna get back onto the main thing. Okay then. Okay, there we go. Now it's time to get on with the actual guide. There we go. So here's the guide, and this is what I'm gonna be looking off of. This is a guide that I took from. This is a guide that I took from Okay, I took from this this guide. I used AI to modernize it in 2025. Now, obviously, the kernel version here, it says it's 6.17.2. If you go to kernel.org, as of October 18th, it is 6.17.3. They released an update since then, but I mean, it's still like one version behind, which is better than if you go to medium. It's better than the 5 something. No, I don't want that. Than the 5.19 kernel. So we will be compiling that. Now I did try it with a version. I think originally the AI. Because I modernized with AI. It gave me an older kernel, so I've not tested it with the latest version. But yeah. So here we will be, of course, showing you how to install the prerequisites, installing and building of course, downloading and building the Linux kernel, building BusyBox for the file system in Bash, creating a NetRAM file system, the file system that you'll be using, uh, boot test and QEMU, and then we're going to be building a grub ISO, and then there's some other stuff in the guide there that I can maybe look at, but probably not going to be looking at. And yeah, so I'll just be having this in the kernel, or in the corner. I don't know, I said kernel. And yeah, we'll be going from there. Let me, um, hang on. Okay. Okay. So first you have to do sudo apt update, or sudo, wrong password. Sudo apt update. So it's just going to be updating stuff. Sudo and then these are just dependencies that you need to actually compile the Linux kernel. Um, I don't know if you need all of these dependencies, but I'm going to be installing all of them. Okay. There's all the packages you need for this guide. Not fully tested, but more tested. So it's just installing all these packages, as you know. Um, there. And then now you scroll down. Now we actually get the actual kernel. So make a directory for it, named Linux from source. And I will be linking this guide as an HTML file and text file, if it has no errors. In the description. So there. There we go. And then you download the actual kernel from the content delivery service from kernel.org. I don't know why Linux.org. Okay. So now it will be downloading this. I'll be back when that's done. Okay, it's done. Now you see you just go into that directory. It's a tar. I have to extract it, my bad. There you go. Okay, there. Okay. And now we'll just be using the default configuration. So there we go. And then now you do, if you want to customize it, you can do make menu configuration. But that's for you. I'm just gonna be going into the make. Actually, I'll try this one, but I don't think you need these, but. And then there you go. It's going to start compiling and just wait until it's done. It doesn't usually take that long because it's just the raw kernel. But if you do a distro, it takes longer. So I'll be back when that's done, whenever that is. And you can see how you can get a taste of how long that might be. Alright. Kind of forgot to show you the time. It's 1924, which is 7:45. Or, yeah. So, yeah. There you go. Okay, so I'm done compiling. It's probably been a bit longer because I did do something in between, but yeah. So now we're on to the next step. So now what you do is you go and you cd out of it. Of course, you have to go to the other directory. And so, from my knowledge, the latest version is 1.36.1. It says that you could have 1.37, but it says that it's labeled as unstable. So we're just going to be using 1.36.1, but this is from like not very extensive research. So there's a newer version. You can try that and see if that works. And then this is the command that it gives you whenever it's finished compiling, of course. And yeah. So you want to grab BusyBox because that's what we use for stuff. So we grab that. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay. I keep reading tar. Extract it. And then okay. Same kind of situation. You gotta make the configuration. Make menu config. And then you wanna change. You wanna go to, I think it's in here. Yeah, okay. And then build a static binary. Press Y to do that. And then is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Okay, now you can just go. Make sure that's selected. One more time. Yeah, okay. You could technically do this without a... Okay, there. Change that, and yeah. Now you just make it again, make BusyBox, and yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and do that for you guys. The reason why we do that is so you don't have to, I'm gonna move this window, so you don't have to, just, I don't know, the compilation process kind of messes up whenever you don't do that, so you have to do that. That's the best way I can put it. And then just the same command for building Linux. Yeah, okay, there, just making sure. And then it compiles, and it might give you a few warnings, but everything should be okay. So there. Okay. Error. Go down to the okay. I don't know why I didn't tell me to do this already. And then so now I think you have to disable networking. I might have passed it. I don't know. Here we go. Okay. Make let's see if that works. Now let's go back to BusyBox. We got those are the two errors I came across when compiling it with an older version. I believe that's it. Hang on. Let me just 1 second. Okay, I believe it's done. So now we move on to init RAM. Oh, let me go back to BusyBox. Um, okay, maybe it's not. 1 second. Okay, I'm really stupid. I didn't see the last command. So we're gonna do that. There we go. Now we're installing BusyBox to that directory. And then now we go there, we see BusyBox. Okay, moving on to the init.ramfs. So we've already done that. Okay, so now we make the directories needed. These are just the system directories. This is just a simple initialization script. You need this exact command, and then you want to type out this configuration. I'm stupid. It's just mounting this is mounting the different directories. I'm just double checking these stuff. Mounting the set file systems to the two different parts of the drive. It would be fun to do a more heavier distro, so you can actually do stuff with it whenever it's done. But yeah, and then this is where kind of and kind of screwed up. My bad. Let me make sure everything else is there. Yeah, okay. My bad. I don't know if there's a way you can fix that, but I don't know it. Okay. Sorry for the keyboard. Okay, so mount this. Now you do welcome to. I'm gonna do officer down. I'm gonna I don't have the daily link right now. I'm just gonna plug that because why not? And then and then you just after that that's kind of your welcome message. I do that as my welcome message. So all this does is just mount the directories and then gives you, just lets you know it's booted, and then you welcome message to let you know that's all been set up properly and everything, and then you execute the shell uh, uh, thing, which means technically you could add a shell script and have your own UI for Linux if you wanted to with this. So I could like take the Amsterdam OS UI and compile Linux and have like my own thing. That'd be cool to do at some point, but probably not. Okay, now you're just making it executable, and now you're just packing the file system, the initialization file system, initial file system, whatever it's called. Now, this guide will say, like, note the only one thing, because I kind of screwed it up. Like, it'll always, like, it showed the mistake I made. It's, like, making sure I don't do it. So let me just make sure this command's right. Yeah, that looks great. Oh, I typed it wrong. Okay. It keeps doing that. Because there. I hope I did that right this time. There we go. And then now what we can do is we cd back. And okay, now we can do the test boot. So if you've gotten this far, congratulations. My guide works. Except you might want to do the networking thing. But other than that, you have I don't know why I did that. Yeah, you're good to go. So now you can actually test it. It'd be cool to do this from GitHub though, and then now you have to type all of this whole string because it's not an actual organized kernel. So you have to specify where all these different parts of it are. But we will set it up as an actual ISO, so it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to boot it. Although I've had some trouble driver-wise running in VMware and on physical hardware. So you only really get to run it in QEMU. And I might look into that, but I probably won't. It boots, and that's all I care for. So this will actually make it boot in the terminal, or this will show it in the terminal. So now I didn't add a dash. Boy, I'm just doing great this time, aren't I? So this is the second newest release of the lecture here, so we can see how much it's changed. There. And I probably will have this HTML file linked in the description. I'm probably not going to host it anywhere, so you just open the file with your web browser of choice. And it doesn't seem to want to boot. Or is taking a bit to boot, I should say. There. I don't know what to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and just build it as a thing, which sounds really stupid, but I don't know what else to do. Just copying over everything. Okay, now we're making the grow configuration. What am I doing? It'd be fun to actually try and I did it wrong. I love typing commands wrong. It's so fun. I don't usually screw up this much, so I don't know why I'm doing this. It's gonna be a bit of a long video. Sorry. There we go. I'm hoping maybe we'll get some results with this, but I'm kind of being stupid. Don't follow my thing. If it doesn't boot, try and figure it out. Just showing where the bootable thing is in the file system. I said EOF. I once again screwed up. So fun screwing up. It's so fun. I'm just gonna copy this and move on with my day. And move this back. There. There. And then, of course, clear this out. And then now we're building the actual ISO. And okay, now we actually test it. And I made it custom desklink.iso, which is fine. I might crash out if this doesn't work. What? I just made custom Linux.iso? It's right here. So I'll just do this. There we go. It's not gonna boot, I swear. Oh, okay. Here we go. Never mind. I just doubted it. Okay, cool. It actually worked. So I don't know why it didn't work there, but here we have Linux, and you can do all this stuff. Now, it looks really weird because it will have like log commands, whatever you want to call them, log take over. So like here, and everything, and it makes it seem like it didn't boot, but it did. If you see this welcome message, it did boot no matter what. Which is something I didn't know, especially when I first tried this. I didn't know that. So yeah, here you have it. Here's your custom Linux, or my custom Linux, but can also be yours if you do this. So like, has all this stuff fully populated. And then if you go here, the total build size of Linux, of the base Linux kernel with BusyBox, is 2.7 gigabytes. And this is Linux 6.17.2. I'm sorry. And then if you go down here, here's some troubleshooting stuff, as you can see. You have to have open, you have to just do all this stuff. Yeah, so you have to, yeah, you don't, there's just a whole bunch of undeclared variables and everything, which is why I disabled that. And then headers were missing, so you have to install OpenSSL. And then I messed up on this, so now it's talking about that because I did some stupid stuff. And then, yeah, this, I did some stupid stuff. And yeah. And then, yeah. So all of this is good. You have your base Linux kernel. You can do whatever you want with it. This is technically, this here is technically bootable ISO. It's 27.5 megabytes. It's technically bootable, but the Linux kernel doesn't like to boot on stuff. So, or at least this Linux kernel doesn't like to boot on stuff. So, you gotta watch for that. But, you can boot in QEMU perfectly fine, as you see here. So, yeah, I mean it's a full Linux kernel, so you can do whatever the base Linux kernel with BusyBox has. And yeah, also I'm personally not going to be experimenting with this. Probably not. I have my base Linux kernel. That's all I care for. But if you go here, look at all of these architectures you can compile for. Um, it's really cool. Some architectures I've never even heard of, but yeah, really, Linux kernel has a lot of support for a lot of stuff, which I can see why it's so popular. Um, but yeah, I wonder if it has make. It doesn't have make. But yeah, networking and all that stuff you have to configure yourself. I'm not going to get into that. Look up a tutorial for that. This is just for the base kernel for you to mess around with and see what base Linux is like. Which is kind of boring, if I'm being honest. But I mean, what do you expect? It's just a little kernel. Um, but yeah, this video is 40 minutes, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Um, yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see stuff. I know I said I was gonna make a video about like some Windows Longhorn stuff, and then never did. So if you actually do want to see that, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my kernel if you want to. And yeah, bye.